Welcome back to the Explainer. Luck, today we're tackling a real foundational hurdle in natural language processing. Just picture a bank, right? They're receiving this massive, non-stop digital stream of scanned pages. We're talking thousands of pages. Loan applications, salary slips, IDs, utility bills, all just mashed together into one giant PDF. So, how do we actually teach NAI to automatically slice that massive stream into individual logical files? Well, the secret lies in something called role data preparation. Let's just get right into it. So before a sequence classifier can step in and magically predict where one document ends and the next one begins in that huge stream of pages, we kind of have to ask, how does it even know what a document looks like in the first place? I mean, it doesn't inherently know what a first page or a last page is, right? We literally have to teach it. And the way we teach it, that is absolutely critical. It's the difference between the whole system succeeding or completely falling apart. And that brings us to the core of it all. Role data preparation. Sometimes you'll hear it called training data preparation, but really it's the absolute foundation for building any trainable document separation system. Think of it like putting together a highly specialized, perfectly highlighted textbook. You're creating these high-quality, pre-processed, and manually annotated historical page streams. Without this perfectly crafted curriculum, sequence classifiers, things like conditional random fields or CRFs, and hidden Markov models, HMMs, they basically just be guessing in the dark. Building this textbook is literally the only way a machine learning algorithm can pass its test out in the real world. Okay, let's dive into this. Building this machine learning house happens in 4 specific phases: ground truth annotation, multimodal feature extraction, sequence formatting, and finally, handling class imbalance. Let's walk through how we build this curriculum step by step. It all kicks off with phase 1, which is ground truth annotation. Because, you can't just throw raw, messy data at a machine. First, you have to collect a massive corpus of multi-page documents. And then, human domain experts actually have to step in. They manually assign what we call a gold standard label, start, middle, end, or single, to every single page in that training stream. It's a meticulous manual effort, labeling thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of pages. But it's absolutely crucial because it establishes our absolute baseline of truth. Okay, so once the experts have labeled all those pages, we move right into phase 2, multimodal feature extraction. We basically have to translate these pages into mathematical signals that the AI can actually understand. And to do that, we extract 3 distinct types of features for every single page. First up are the textual features. We run optical character recognition, clean up the text, ditch the stop words, and hunt for those high-frequency keywords that just scream first page. Words like invoice, agreement, or dear sir. Second, we look at visual features. The AI scans the image for visual markers like barcodes, QR codes, company logos, colored stamps, or maybe signature lines. Those are huge indicators of where a document starts or ends. And third, structural or layout features. This is where we extract spatial metrics, things like word densities, line counts, margin widths, or even just spotting tables and big blank spaces. Now, phase 3 is sequence formatting, and this is key. We don't just toss all these pages into a giant bag and hope for the best. The training data absolutely must be formatted as ordered sequences, not just independent random samples. So the data gets organized into this neat list of tuples. You've got page 1 with all its features and a start label, right? And that's immediately followed by page 2 with its features and a middle label, and then page 3 with its features and an end label. This sequential ordering matches the exact input format that CRF classifiers demand. So the actual order of the pages is just as important as the stuff written on them. But here we hit a pretty massive real-world roadblock, which brings us to phase 4. Just imagine a typical scanning stream for a second. If you've got a bunch of 50-page contracts, you are going to end up with a huge mathematical bias. The natural reality of multi-page documents creates this towering mountain of middle pages that completely dwarfs the tiny number of start, end, and single pages. If we just fed that unbalanced data directly to our machine learning model, well, it would get incredibly lazy. It would figure out super fast that if it just blindly predicts middle for every single page it sees, it'll be right 95% of the time. And obviously we can't have that. So to stop the model from taking that lazy route and totally breaking the system, we have to step in with class balancing techniques. The source material outlines some specific mathematical fixes for this. For instance, we might use class-weighted loss functions, which basically heavily penalize the AI if it guesses a start page incorrectly. Or we might use downsampling, when we literally just throw out some of those extra middle pages from the longer documents in our training set. Or, on the flip side, we might use synthetic oversampling, where we artificially duplicate our start pages just to balance out the scales. At the end of the day, a bad curriculum creates a blind AI. It's really that simple. If role data preparation fails, if those ground truth labels are sloppy, if the feature extraction totally misses the barcodes, or if that class imbalance is just left broken, the entire probabilistic classification and sequence decoding pipeline just collapses. The AI is going to start slicing documents in all the wrong places. So the next time you see an AI effortlessly blasting through thousands of pages, take a step back and ask yourself, just how clean was the foundation it was actually built on? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.